Good. The audio is coming through immediately. That is encouraging to see. Just a second, going to check to make sure that is coming through. Okay, it is indeed. Just coming through on the stream side. Well, this may be one of the... Today was one of the biggest surprises that I've had. There's been a couple of times I've been shocked when I look at my streaming analytics, and I kind of gave up looking at them, period, just because it's just kind of the same old story over and over again. This today was a little different. Stand by just a second. I acted very bot-like. So anyway, lo and behold, we actually had views for the first time in like forever. Like, I've never been able to break about, I think the number right now is around 20 views per stream. Well, that was turned on its head yesterday. Because lo and behold, apparently the JavaScript gaming did very, very, very well, and I didn't realize that until after I started this stream going. Hey, greetings there, Anna. How you doing? So we may be doing more of that. Now, I don't know how far I'll take it, but I have never had that happen before, other than over on Rumble. And that was a very short-lived thing. This one actually generated subscribers for the first time in, like I said, forever. So yeah, don't know quite what to make of it yet. I don't know if it was a bot that visited the stream or what, but something is definitely different. So I'm going to give it a couple of tries. Maybe expand the scope of the game. And see where it goes. But I am like a bit baffled. Just wanted to say hi because I have to go to bed, so bye. Rest well, Anna. Hope things continue to improve for you. And we'll see you next time, whenever that is. Much appreciated for you stopping by. So starting this week, we're going to give this a try. We're going to experiment. Because like I said beforehand, I want to do something that people actually want. And right now, if people want to see a JavaScript game get developed, well, I'm willing to give it a shot. Now, it's probably algorithmic that kind of happened there, because not a whole lot of coding happened. But yeah, so if people have ideas what they kind of want to see, be sure to mention it. That way I know that you're a flesh and blood instead of a potential bot, which is very possible. I'm not going to say that you all were bots that showed up for that stream, but help me to understand a little bit more is what I'm asking. probably is the how-to crowd, all things considered. A lot of people trying to make games, and so a lot of people are looking for information on that sort of stuff. What the? Oh, the stamina bar is much different from what it used to be. Interesting. Wait a minute. Most intriguing. I thought I heard somebody behind me there for a moment. So people know, it looks like we may be having a stream with Dadman. We were over on his channel during New Year's, and looks like we're probably going to be doing some sort of stream together in the next week or two. I'll be sure to share it on socials when that happens. I don't know what the topic's going to be yet, but it was all over the map. We'll put it that way. Potato Cupid. Whoa, who's shooting that? Oh, that was a little too close. Swap out that one. And swap out that. Oh, good, he had some shield. Or one of them had shields. So in terms of this game's almost finished. But that being said, I mentioned that I have a couple of game ideas. And so it's not like super elaborate right now, but might have to explore that. So if people have ideas of the sort of games that they kind of want to see, I'll try my best to try and accommodate. Oh, that's somebody. Somebody nearby. Well, that guy was shooting all over the place. His auto aim was not active or something. He didn't have health. No, he didn't. Aha. There you are. Oh, hello. That was most intriguing. He wasn't even trying. Sniper rifle. No. I want sniper rifle. There we go. Ooh. That was a rare shot. Oh! Oh my. Well now. knew that one was going to fall short. There's a lot of people down there. These rifle shots are pretty big. Oh, there you are. Maybe go for your friend right here. Oh no, there you are. Ah. You got a couple of good shots and now suddenly you get all... I get all upset when I can't get a good shot again. Something else is showing up. Maybe I'll aim for you instead. Hello? That's right, stay clear. It's kind of weird, though, trying to shift your brain into thinking about JavaScript games or gaming in general when it never really seemed like it was a good option to begin with. Oh, that has a very big fall rate. Close. Open up that roof. This is how demolition actually takes place. Oh, there you are. Okay, so you're flying. Oh, wait. Who were you? Was that another person? Or was that the same one I just lost track? Was that there? I'm perplexed. So trying to come up with games when that's something that I've tried to avoid this whole time, I'm not really wanting to go into that. Mostly because that would mean I would have to start learning like an actual professional game software. And I don't know if I'm ready for that challenge. Yeah. Still doable. Stay there. Oh, that was close. Oh, that was so close. Oh, come on. Here we go. Hopefully he didn't see where I went. That did not go so well. Hopefully he thinks that was me. Oh, nope, nope, nope. He knew. Oh, golly. He knew I was in the area and he left. Health. Yes. Come on. Ah, phooey. Should have hit a little bit better. So, there's two games that I said that I kind of wanted to try and make. Of which the game that I currently made doesn't really work to either one of them. That's a bit of a problem. I mean, some of the elements do get reused, potentially. That's goofy looking. Yeah, why not? So there was a game that I thought about back in the early days of cell phones, and all the games that were coming out. I thought of this idea and thought, oh, that'd be really clever to try and do something like that. And it didn't even seem remotely possible. It feels possible now. Not perfectly possible, but, you know, more possible than I ever would have expected. But there's not a whole lot of narrative potential with that one. And so I'm not a big fan of that idea. Just because it would take quite a while to get it developed. Now there's another one that does have story potential, but I don't know what the story would be because I haven't really thought about it that deep. I've thought most of about Milo and some other stories. Now I could transform one of the stories I have into a game, of which I could see a big draw for that. I don't know if that's the wisest thing, though. I'm in a pickle. So, and it's all brought about because of that sudden increase of views. Maybe I just need to ignore it and press forward with what I've been doing, and then just, kind of ignore the algorithm, which I have been ignoring the algorithm this whole time, but maybe it would be worth it to dabble in it a little bit. By the way, if you find this stream of any interest, or the stuff I do of any interest, give a like, comment on it. That way I know if you're flesh and blood and not bots. You know what would feel really terrible is if I suddenly found out that it was bots that invaded the stream. Because when that happened on Rumble back years ago, it felt encouraging at first, and then it became discouraging when you realized, oh, this was a bot attack. I do say attack because it's designed to be deceptive. And it's designed to scam and cause you to invest into their services so you can be able to keep that foundation. Where is this thing? Actually, wait a minute. Do this. I thought I didn't choose build mode. Why are there items? Maybe it reset. I thought for certain I pressed no build. Oh, there it is. On the roof. Obviously. That's where you store all your stuff. One of the things I know that people would not really, that would make my game stand out from others is that I really want to put a wholesome aspect into my personal games. That doesn't really exist with the current one, because it was designed as a gimmick for other people. It was designed to be kind of generic. Merry Christmas to me. Oh, golly. Did not expect that. I thought he was on ground level and I was going to escape. Let's change this back to 0. We're not going on much longer for this one. We'll be swapping over to the game itself here in a moment. I'm going to be doing a reskin for it. I'm not certain what the style's going to be. I have a couple of ideas. Right now it's sci-fi. I don't think sci-fi is going to be the best thing for this. Maybe something wilderness related could be more interesting, rather than just generic sci-fi. Don't you notice how many things are just sci-fi for the sake of it? Or it's other IPs, kind of like what I was doing. But not a lot of stuff is just kind of either everyday or wilderness, things like that. Now there is one story that I could tell in a game that would really be interesting, I think. It has to do with a mythology, a story that I was creating about Alaska. And I thought it had potential. But it was originally going to be a comic. And then I realized how hard that was going to be, and I pulled back. But if it was a game, it would also be hard. But no one's going to read a comic. People will probably play a game. Probably. Snow bear going back to its habitat. Water. Oh, I thought it was a hoverboard for just a split second. I did go skiing earlier today, and I gotta say, I do not have the leg strength that I used to have for that, but that's because I've not been practicing. You get good at what you practice over and over again, and I tried to focus on things that are, going to make an income. Where's this guy? There we go. Come on. Anonymous? That did not act like a bot. That actually felt like a player. I wonder if it was. Hard to tell these days. Anyway, you get good at what you practice. For me, I've been practicing writing, drawing, coding, because that's stuff that, I can actually make a living doing. I can't make a living being an athlete. I can't make a living doing sports. Some people can, not the average one. I think it's important to remember to stay focused on things that you can use. I can use the stuff I work on, even the stuff I stream. But I can't use the things that are pastimes. Now, pastimes still matter. And that's one of my problems. I become too focused on work. And so thus pastimes seem worthless. They seem trivial. And I'm trying to find some time for that sort of stuff. But man, it is surprisingly hard to actually go through with it. It may sound weird. Other people are like, what are you talking about? It's easy. Sit down with a book. Turn on a movie. Play a game. It is surprisingly hard for me to properly enjoy that stuff. Oh, you jumped out at the right time. Come on, jump again. I dare you. Oh, this is not good. Okay, you know what? Enough playing. That got way too close. Man, my good accuracy from last game, or game before last game, gone. Anyway, pastimes, when your brain is designed to kind of work on ideas and projects, it seems pointless, even painful, to try and do something that is a pastime. I stop watching movies. When people say, hey, we're going to go watch a movie, I have a lot of hesitation to do that. A lot of hesitation. I don't watch TV shows anymore. I watch YouTube and that's it. Sorry, Rumple, you don't make good enough content yet. Of course, I'm speaking to myself as well. I'm not contributing much. Come out, wherever you are. I saw you earlier. He ran. Interesting. Kind of rare in this game where if you start shooting at somebody, they're very likely to turn back on you. The smarter tactic is to run, get a better position, than ambush them. But not a lot of people are going to do that. In this game especially. Oh! Take that, Anonymous. This one has pretty good job at not dropping too much. Doesn't know where I am. Oh, let's make them dance. Too far away. Ha. What is that? Big red dot. Okay, so he fled. Smart. I might as well head on over to the airplane. This is a good hunting area. A lot of people come through here. Decent distance and elevation. Not a bad spot at all. Oh, that was close. Oh, that was so very close. Do one more and then we'll possibly wrap this side up. You know, I'm not really interested in the battle pass anymore. You didn't have Doc in there. It's amazing how much music doesn't, the game will not allow it for copyright striking, but they'll still allow it to be in the game. That's so ironic. Fox Kitsune. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Is that supposed to be referencing somebody? I have no idea. Never seen the guy before. It looks really dumb. Yeah, we'll probably make this the last round. This is mostly for people that had the free time, you know, during the holidays to be able to jump on if they so desired. But this is still late stream, so I don't blame them for not being interested these days. Everyone's got work, whatnot. But it was designed initially for that. Because I don't play this game by myself anyway. I only do it for streams, so it can be a community building activity. I wonder. I wonder if for a game idea, it'd be worth it to try and do something multiplayer. That gets into a whole nother string of possible problems and difficulties, and I do not know how to do it, but I got a pretty good idea now where to start. And I've had a complaint about multiplayer for a long time. And I thought of an idea about how to solve it. But I don't really want to do a fighting game. Like, there's enough of those fighting games out there. I mean, they can be fun, but honestly, in my soul, I'm kind of a little saddened that so many things in our culture will revolve around violence, I say as I pick up a pistol in the game. But I really do want to see things that are less focused on harm and more interested in things that are either puzzles or challenges. I think that would go much better. Come on down, Bell Tower. Oh, look at that. Gifts. Ooh. Boing. Get on out of there. Tore down the bell tower to build this abomination. Come on. You know, come on up here. Guess what? You've just been eliminated by a bear. Big hairy bear. That guy did not have a very good setup anyway, so don't blame him for not really knowing how to approach that. So a multiplayer game that, well, for me, I would like to focus on something that's more like a story-related, fantasy type tale, with mysteries and elaborate challenges. That'd be a neat thing to do. But man, would that be hard. Come back here, buddy. Miss. Phooey. Did I take down the tree? Yes, jump. Jump over and over. You just allowed me to figure out your pattern. That's the problem of when you do something repetitive. People can figure out kind of what you're doing. Run! As fast as you can! Oh, there you are. Yes, you did run fast, actually. Well done. Whee! So goofy. That guy's definitely healing. I should have dove down there. Oh well. Ouch. Where'd he get hit from? Was that him? He did as much damage to me as I did to him. Oh, there he is. Ho ho! We're back to even. But because I don't have the health, I can't dive down there like I was planning to earlier. All I can do is tear down the house. Where did you go, buddy? I know you're waiting for your shot, but I got rounds galore. You're gonna have to wait a long time. Okay, you're not behind there anymore. Well, I got an idea. That's someone else. I'm almost certain. Yep, that's definitely someone else. Well, now that was most intriguing. Who was that? And where'd the real guy go? Oh, come on. I want the rounds. Oh, I'm all stocked up on them. Okay. All right. Come and get this. Maybe it was. Or maybe that's him. No, that wasn't it. Who was the guy that I was shooting at earlier? I thought he had a helmet. Maybe I'm misremembering that. Anyway, guess we'll probably go to the game development now. We did start way earlier the stream than we have done for past ones. And we might do the same thing tomorrow. We'll see. Here we go. Okay, so we have this, and we have, where is the game code? Here we go. So I did something really weird that some people are going to cringe at and say, what was the point of that? Believe me, there was a purpose behind it when I first did it. It was to create a custom font using blocks. And to do that, I made these ones and dashes because then I can actually see like where the blocks are being made in this string. Yeah, kind of a weird concept, I admit. Let's just leave it like that for the moment before we proceed forward. One of the things I'm not looking forward to is if I do end up making a game of some kind. I'm very familiar with building for browser, and doing something in a standalone game could be an issue. Take a little while to get the hang of it. Then again, it took me a while to get the hang of this. So anyway, I'm gonna focus for a little bit. By the way, right here is how I did the letters. So this right here is the number 0. Now, it's 5 characters, it's 5 spaces across and 7 spaces tall. So I'm able to copy this, come over here, delete that, delete the extra space, and there I have a string that gets converted into the array that gets used for the letters. It would have been easier with sprites, but I wanted to see if it was possible. C'est la vie. Okay, there we go. Something glitched there for a moment. I think I touched the wire, which the wire is a little frayed. How are you doing? Wait a minute. This is key card. Picked up key card. Interesting. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. No, that shouldn't be the issue. Let's comment that out just for a moment, see what happens. No. Are you making a game? I am indeed. It's a simple game, but I'm in the process of learning that process, trying to make an 8-bit style game using JavaScript. Not the smartest idea in terms of coding languages I could have chosen, but it is one I'm familiar with, and it was designed initially to help out with my website. And then this game actually started to come together. It's almost in a semi-complete form, and then I'll put it out there, see how people like it, and then try and play in the next step, whatever that is. Got to give a reskin to it, though, when I put it on my own website. It'll be a free-to-play thing. Log on to the web. Well, you don't even have to log on. You just go to the website, and it's JavaScript. You have the ability to play it right there, right then. But there may be something where if you log in, then you get to save your progress, but the game's too short for that. Trying to troubleshoot a couple of bugs that have occurred. How are things with you? What have you been up to? Got a name for it? No. It was initially made as a joke, and then it became an activity that people of the Moonskull community would be able to use for their D&D streams. And I'm like, well, okay, well, once I get done with it, I'm going to do a reskin, like make it not themed for their game, but instead make it themed for my own creation. And it's probably going to be a wilderness related thing. Maybe the Great Alaskan Hike. And then you have to deal with the creatures along the way, that sort of thing. I don't know. I still debating that. I don't do this very often, and surprisingly enough, well, people actually liked it. Like, way more than I was expecting. So, we had an interaction on last stream that I did this that was just massive. So I'm like, well, maybe it's something I need to explore. So I'm still in the brainstorming phase. There's 2 games I want to make, but I kind of gave up on them because it would take way too much. And I'm not sure how to compete in this industry. This industry is very cutthroat. Besides, my games are a little old-fashioned. Anyway, I'm good. I'm trying to get back to art again, but I have some motivation issues. Yeah, that's understandable. But I'm slowly getting there. I'm almost finished doing the main shapes. I'm about to start doing the rendering part. Sensational. Hope it goes well. Trying to get back into the swing of things is tough. I've done that multiple times myself. It is indeed quite the hurdle to get motivation at times. Little bites here and there. This game was originally much simpler, and it was just a quick experiment. And then the experiment went crazy, and then here I am now. Actually having like a long list of things that are involved with it. What is going on with this? Let's see. Undefined. Oh. Okay, here we go. This is the problem. Man, that's simple. That's the biggest problem when I'm working on stuff like this. It's like you start to see a couple of, you start to slowly figure out what problems you're dealing with, and it can get a little disheartening because you start to see the same things happening over and over again. Okay, there we go. That is now in the clear. Good. There we go. Let's try this. Now, if we delete this message beforehand, hopefully it means it's in the clear. No! Ah, phooey. Oh, that's right. So if it is blank, then we just grab this and we move all the way to the end down here. Wait a minute. So this game is more like a technology showcase for you, in a way. Learn and prove what you can do. Let me put it this way. There are games galore out there. In fact, let me see. Let's look at all the games that came out in 2025. And this is not even going to be like the small time ones. This is just major ones. Right here. This right here, January to March. That is a lot of games. Every one of these rows is a game. We are already at hundreds. And it's just February. So, there are many people in this world that want to make games. I introduced to you the competition and realized that less than 5 of them will actually make a profit. About maybe 50 of them will even be known what they were. Everything else, no one knows. No one cares. It was a waste of their time, a waste of their efforts. I worked on a game in the past. This only time is what got me into it to begin with. It did not go so well. Like, their game idea fell to pieces. Games are still scrolling. Okay, right here. Right here, let's take a look. May 29. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games in one day. One day. Now, some of these are like, follow-ups to previous stuff, but you have to have a killer idea to stand out. Advertising campaign. And you have to have really solid code. If I feel those games, same as they use the same engine. Yep, that is indeed true. There's a lot of similarities. A whole lot. I think it's Unreal Engine and Unity. Yes, those are two of the most common. And now it's Godot, which is also in the mix. Or Godot, or however you pronounce it. Some say Godot, some say Godot. Even Witcher developments dropped their engine and switched to Unreal. Unreal is really bad. It is bad. Everything that they promised hasn't come to pass. It is buggy. I'm glad that Battlefield actually dropped Unreal or their plans to go with Unreal and went back to Bifrost. Their engine is much better than Unreal. Last year, I actually was coding in Unreal, trying to make a mini game. It was the game of tag. It was designed for Fortnite. Because I thought, well, at least we can use the models, we can use some of the game mechanics. Nope. Everything was locked. I couldn't do any functions. Kind of underwater again. I need to get another cable. This cable is finicky. And then I need to like super glue it in or something like that. Hopefully the audio is corrected. Thanks for the heads up on that. So I was coding in that Unreal Engine, and there were guardrails everywhere. It was so utterly frustrating. And I couldn't do a single thing. There was absolutely nothing I could do to stop it. It would be something like, I want to have my character and I want to, here's one thing, I want the character to jump a certain distance. Oh, well, you have to change the gravity setting. You can't just have the code add some variables to his jump. I can do it in here. I didn't do it yet, but, you know, it's possible. I can have my character jump. But you can't do it in there. I spent 6 months fighting with the code, and I got absolutely nowhere. This, I can see what's happening. I see the code. I see that, oh, there's a warning. It cannot split the information. And I now kind of get an idea of why that is indeed the case. So I can be able to go over and try and address it. I couldn't do that in Unreal, not nearly as effectively. If I was to make a game, it would be with an actual game engine. It would have to be Godot. This right here is a custom-built game engine based off of very, 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 very loose tutorials that just got me started, and then I rebuilt it with the new purposes in mind, which I'll demonstrate here in a moment. Once I figure out this bug. But anyway, it's indeed frustrating. There we go. Okay, so we got our character. He moves one tile at a time. Let's make it a little bit larger. He has a little light he can be able to see creatures with. He's got electricity to be able to zap them with. And then there's other creatures up here that can attack him, whatnot. Pick up items, and this is where some of the glitches are taking place. Use a terminal. Go through gates right now, using those cards. But yeah, this is the simplicity of the game right now. Although, everything that I add, every feature, makes it more complex. So like, these are batteries. I gotta fix that message system. And so then you have the ability to use lightning more, otherwise you run out. So anyway, that's where it currently stands. This happened in a little over 1 month. And I had no background in this stuff. This is brand new to me, and I hope that by the end of this, I will be proficient enough to where I can use it effectively in my website, as well as any other creative ideas that come along. Anyway, I'm open to suggestions. We'll put it that way. I'm new to this, and I don't know where to go with it, where to go with some of these skills just yet. Much appreciated there. I was highly inspired by old Game Boy games. It's also a lot easier than doing like 3D graphics or whatnot. A lot easier. But it's also harder in some other things. You can't use just default engines. You have to build everything from scratch. You want to have a walk cycle, you got to do sprites, that sort of thing. so let's figure this part out. Right now, it's starting off with messages showing. It should not be showing. Turn that to off by default. Is this game engine done from scratch? I will say yes. It is 95% plus from scratch. I think I might be actually close to 98% at this point. And you can tell because everything here that you see that's grayed out in the text was experiments that failed using different techniques. I'm like, oh, will this work? Will that work? And I've deleted most of it. And there's still some that is left. Oh my goodness, it has gone on way too much. So right here, the lines of code for just the player is almost 700 lines of code, of which maybe about half, no, about a quarter, I got rid of a lot of it. A quarter of it is still grayed out. So it is custom. The only thing that I've ever used for reference material is this right here. This. That little game right here, this up and down arrow, right? This is the reference material that I used. So, compared to this, yes, it is completely original. The only thing that is not is the main character. The main character is recolored based upon a Nintendo Game Boy character. When this thing goes to the next stage, I'm going to redraw it just because while it is different slightly, it is still using the base model, and I want to go with something more custom. And I want to change the resolution on everything. Right now, everything's on a custom 40 pixel tile system. By the way, that's actually a very bad number to work with. I should have been working with an odd number. I did not know that. So technically I want to work with like a 45 pixel grid. So when that upgrades, that means this character and every other graphic needs to be updated. I have a friend of mine that I want to reach out to when I actually have an actual working game and get his help, because he is actually a really good pixel artist. And while I can do some of the elements, he's got the stuff, he's got the skill sets to take it to the next level. We'll put it that way. Split is not a function. Not a function. I heard the AI is super good for helping out coders. No. Oh, no. I have not used any AI in this endeavor because your brain has to grow. Your brain has to improve. If it's not improving, it'll come back to bite you later on. I know many coders, and the vast majority of them have said that everything that AI has done has made their lives more difficult. It was supposed to make them faster. It has not. In fact, I decided to put AI to the test last spring. I asked it to help me make a Game Boy-like video game. See, there's one thing that AI has to use in order to make that happen. And that is, it has to use other people's code. Well, guess who has not put their code out there in an easy-to-find manner? Nintendo. So, when I asked for it to give me like the code references for it, it gave me a knockoff version based upon someone else's work. And it was actually really, really bad. And so the game idea, which I had last spring, failed. And I worked on it for a couple of days. I'm like, I can't even do anything with this. It had so many, many bugs. And so then I started trying to use it as like an assistant. Okay, I want to do this. I want the character to move. And it gave me a bunch of nonsense. Then I started realizing that, well, AI is requiring people to have actually documented the whole process. If they've not documented it in a place that it can easily find, it can't do it. If you want something original, something never before done, or something that's really refined, you have to do it from scratch, because otherwise you'll end up with a bunch of errors like this, or something incredibly simple, and then you'll be left thinking, what do I do? Looking at this, I think I know the problem. Now I'm pulling up references because I want to make sure that I'm actually remembering this correctly. But it is not something where I get scared anymore. It used to be all this would have popped up and I'd think, oh, no, well, there goes my idea. It's done for. But because I've dealt with so many problems, I can now look at this stuff and say, oh, we've hit a little bit of a roadblock. That's fine. It's more like a speed bump. I can be able to troubleshoot it from there. But I would definitely say it has, the times where I have tried it is never made my process faster. The most speed I've ever gotten is by banging my head on the keyboard, trying to find a solution. That's the best thing you can do, because that will give you that skill so you can be able to troubleshoot and overcome those hurdles. Hopefully that all made sense. I mean, in my social media bios, I do put like avid AI hater for a reason. Because that's who I am down deep. Type of... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what this is. Oh, well, that solved a little bit of it. And now the text goes down the screen. Okay. I'm going to have to think about this for a moment. Greetings there, Tato. How you doing? I do? I did something. I'm going to undo to the start. Now that I have a general idea of how I am going to go about resolving this. Save that. Oh, I think that might have been the issue. Ah, come on. Okay, now we have that split problem. That is because we need this, and we need this. If text does not equal empty, and let's also put it text does not equal undefined. Just, back up in case something happens. There we go. Okay, now we're back to where we started. How long has this game been in the making? A little over a month. I'm trying to fix the text system because I wanted to do something custom, and this is why the problem is actually starting. This right here, these weird ones and dashes is how the text is being printed, and so this is why it's causing a problem. But anyway, it's been an interesting process from start to finish. It was done originally as a joke, and then a little bit of interest was shown, and so I developed it a little bit more, and then I actually had a little tiny little game. Again, emphasis on tiny. It's like right here, come over, defeat little aliens, but then they can also attack you. There are sounds with this as well, but I don't have them playing right now. I had this all functioning the other day, but then I tried to alter the font, and then this is why all this stuff is starting to happen. Why it's all devolving on me. Let's come up here. Okay, you picked up green key card. And import row. Interesting. Okay, let's alter this here. I'm also not a very good programmer. I will admit that. I'm somebody that dabbles and has become decent over time. Doing JavaScript was a way for me to learn the process. Hey, it works. To do the process without and come up with like effective tools for me to use for my website. So I'll change from there. I like AI, but it doesn't threaten my future job or hobby, so maybe that's why. It's going to affect most of us in one way, shape, or form. That's one of the reasons why I'm so adamantly against it. But the biggest reason why I'm against it, because parents or friends of mine have started to just replace people in their life with it. I'm like, oh, no, that's where I draw the line. when it replaces two things, the mind and the heart of yours or someone else. Now, I was close to it back when I was in college, back in 2012, 2013, coming to the tail end of my education. My roommate came up to me and said, hey, there's this really neat concept on the horizon. It's going to allow people to do all sorts of cool, sophisticated things, and it's going to basically be artificial intelligence. We don't know how effective it will be. I thought, haven't we made fantasy stories about how bad that can get? It's like, oh, but those are all fantasy. I think one of the things that fantasy allows us to do is to explore the heart and soul of people in a fictitious world where no one gets hurt. The moment it comes for the real world, then people start to get hurt. The moment people start getting hurt, then suddenly it changes the tone quite a lot. I don't have to prove that necessarily to people, though. I believe it will become more apparent as time goes on. So I'm convinced, and I believe other people will become convinced in the future. Okay, so now here's the next thing we have to try and figure out. So once you grab the battery, you have to be able to move into that location. So we grab the battery, and the character currently cannot walk in. I know what this problem is. I've had to deal with this for the key card. So right over here, we grab the key card, I can walk in right away. And it's going to be right here. Stop left needs to be cleared out. Let's just grab all those. Small items place. Why be a parent if you can have a cat or two? The older you get, the more you start to realize the value of family. Most people, when they're young, they want to kind of conquer things. Like, oh, I want to go out and I want to be somebody. I want to have fame, fortune, to have a big company. And then you get to your older age, and then you're like, wait a minute. I'm getting old. My legacy is in jeopardy. What's the purpose? Well, one of the biggest, most important purposes you can have is to have descendants. Every other age in history valued family above all else. It's only recently that we've stopped thinking that. And right now, I think socially, we're becoming depressed as a people. And so yeah, it may seem nice to have pets initially, and they can be helpful during different times of your life, but nothing compares to the joy that comes about from being a parent. And nothing compares to the purpose that you feel. I'm at that cutting edge. I knew it growing up. I could see it. People warned me. My peers didn't think the same thing. So they all started calling me Grandpa. Like, oh yeah, you're just old-fashioned. A lot of them are getting older too now. And they're starting to realize, and some of them are starting to panic. You will not see the people on social media when they have those panic attacks. You won't hear people talk about it, either on streams, on social media, in public, is very embarrassing. So yeah, it does start to hurt. And a lot of people are starting to realize that slowly but surely. Okay, let's see here. Player collision with items. If the player interacts with, and it ends up being in the center, then we clear that. Was I right here the whole time? Wow. False. Okay, let's try this. Aha! Victory. That didn't take much. All right, that works. And we got a problem with the messaging here. Okay. So, right here, we want to come over here and it says key inserted. And then it has ... And then we go on to the next message, which you have to press D on the keyboard so you can be able to press to proceed. Have you finished the big art related to your book? Not yet, although it is looking pretty decent at this point. I've been getting the fire effects all on the characters now. And it's tying it together actually really well. That one is going to be actually more promotional artwork. It's not going to be the actual like cover art. I want the book to be a little bit more refined before I give a stab at that one. Although I was writing on it yesterday, and it's getting close. It's not going to. It's definitely taken longer than this booklet that I made because it's an actual book. But I learned a lot by working on this. Kind of similar to this game right now. You work on something small, it makes the big things a lot more plausible. I've also been studying for the story. It's good to be familiar with the content. You do not want to write something that you don't know about. And thankfully, this is a subject that I'm very familiar with. So it's been coming along pretty easily. I was trying to write something about Scotland a while back because I knew a bit about Scotland, but man, after years, I realized the story's going nowhere. I had to go back and rewrite things over and over and over again because I wasn't super familiar with the content. So I've had to study. I've studied history. I've been trying to get my brain wrapped around it. And you know what? It has made the writing process so much easier. Do you plan on adding some pictures inside of a book, even one on the last page? Yes. There's going to be a map. There's going to be some historic elements that I'm going to put in there because this is a snapshot of history as with fanciful elements, but it's a snapshot of history, kind of akin to the way that Gladiator is about a period of history that is true, but it's all fanciful in terms of how the story was made. This is the same sort of thing. It's placed in a very real world with very real problems. So every character comes to it based upon writings I've heard about from the era, or people in history that I'm familiar with. And together, it addresses the story. It has been fascinating to write. But it is going to have a couple of main illustrations. And I've been practicing that. I've been practicing to get ready for that stage, of which you can see that on my social media. I share it every now and again of some of the sketches I've been working on to try and get familiar with the process. By the way, here's the post about the JavaScript game. But this right here was some of the sketches that I've been doing, trying to get more familiar with the story. And the characters, trying to help just make them more distinct. Now, of course, I have some other things I'll post as well. But if you want to see where I am with some of the artwork, be sure to check that out. It is right here for those that follow stuff on Instagram. Here's another sketch. So this was from almost a year ago. And look at the quality difference. So this one right here versus this right here. It may not seem like much, but you'll notice that the wilderness in the background is actually starting to gain more form. I used pencil to make it a little bit easier, and when I finally have a good solid feel of it, then I'll start doing the actual illustrations. Small steps. I move way too slowly. I do admit that. I'm not going to get through half the stories that I want to tell in my lifetime. Oh well. That's how it goes. But if the first few stories go well, then, it helps to make it, the follow-up ones a lot easier to make, because I have more ability to focus on them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. God willing, it will be successful. And if not, well, oh well. Totally fine if you had an Instagram. Yeah, that's fine. It's better not to have a social media. I honestly do think that social media is, problematic. It's one of the reasons why I got the Castercraft website. So for people that just want to check stuff out, although I don't update it nearly as often as I do social media, because there's not the traffic to the website yet. So when there's traffic, then I'll actually bother keeping it way up to date. Undefined. What the heck? Don't have the key undefined. Why would it say that? Oh, okay. Whew. It's because it's looking for an array. And right now it is not an array. It's just, it's not like an actual array. It's just one area. Let's try this. Let's make another area. Oh, no. Nope, that didn't work. New row. Nope, that did not work either. Have you tried diversifying your publishing to other sites? I did. For a time. Bad memories. We'll put it like that. I did. And it's not, so the ones I currently have are just my social medias. X, Instagram. Basically that's it. There is Facebook, but that's tied because of Instagram. There is a reason for that, honestly. And it's not necessarily a good one, I will say that. If things change in the with the first few items, I can start maybe doing that. I've run out of flexibility. That's my biggest problem. Run out of flexibility to try and hunt down all these things. I've tried so many sites, and I was kicked off of a couple of them for even posting stuff that I was doing, because they're like, hey, you haven't paid your dues yet. I didn't know you had to pay dues. It's interesting. If I knew a good site, like I think you mentioned Reddit a while back, and I looked into it, and I didn't know the first area that would even put some of the stuff. Somebody mentioned Reddit. That might have been, I can't remember. But either way, still trying to figure that out. When there's success, then I can, plan. So right here, it's saying undefined. It should not be saying that. What it should be saying instead is well, it shouldn't be saying anything. So let's come down to here. Space there. Oh, wait a minute. No, won't address that one yet. Let's take a look at what it is importing. Print game text. Okay. Get rid of that, and now pop in, pop out. Okay. Import undefined. What the heck? It literally is importing the text undefined because it is undefined. That's very goofy. So it's because of this. Okay. So for those that are curious, it's because I'm turning the paragraph that I'm importing, the part of the paragraph, into a string. This right here is coming back with undefined. So what I need to do is let's put this import a var. I have weird naming systems, I admit it. Okay, now let's put it into here. Now, if this does not equal undefined, then we can proceed with all the other nonsense right here. Where does that one end? Right there. Okay, so all the way up to here. That goes into this spot. Now, let's hope that this works. Hey, it works. That wasn't so bad. By the way, this is because able to figure that stuff out is in large part because you fight with the stuff for so long. You're like, oh, I think I know what's going on here. But I tell you what, when you're first getting started, it feels so overwhelming. Because you have to basically be like, I have no idea where to even begin. But now it's like, okay, I'm seeing the pattern. I'm not freaking out about it. It used to take me maybe 2-3 hours to solve that. Now I can solve it within 2-3 minutes. Not really a your page sort of thing. You just post to it into the flow, and it disappears within a few days. That's a good point. I mean, disappears as in no one is going to see it. Yeah. There was one area. I won't mention the site because I'm outcasted from there because people just threw a fit. They didn't like my they didn't like some of my work, and so they're like, no, we don't want you around. But there was a place where it was a lot easier, and I got a total of 3 views. And the total of 3 views was... it made me realize that I needed either my own platform or a different community to try and connect with. I could have used Star Wars stuff, but right now Disney is like clamping down on that stuff. Expect Disney to get more aggressive in the coming months. Their lawyers will be used for some pretty nefarious stuff. But anyway, once I find a place to put it and people can know and care to actually look, then things will be better. Then I'll be off to the races. I'm not there yet, but that being said, for the first time in ever, we actually had an increase to viewership on the channel. The last time I did coding, only coding, nothing else, it ended up being 200 views. That's very unnatural. And so I don't know if it was bots that harassed the site or if something else is going on. But either way, it did very well. And so hopefully if this game actually does well, once it gets the reskin, then maybe that will be how I promote some of the other stuff. I don't know. I do not know. But there's many things are going on. And hopefully they I'll like find the winning combination here someday. We'll see. We will see. Message export. Find. Here we go. Okay, so when it is an array, message proceed. Okay, so message gets brought into font printer. So that means we have to figure out console log text dot length. And let's also add on at the front text dot is array. I think this is the right one. IsArray is not a function. Wait a minute, it is. Oh, because it isn't an array. Okay, so let's just print it as is. All right, so right now it is coming in as just text. Okay, so if text dot is array, then we console that, or we console else right there. Okay, so if it is this, we have is array. Down here, we'll say is string. This array is not a function. All right, let's read up on this. Is array. Wait a minute. Why is it doing it in that way? Huh. Reddit is good for driving interest out of thousands of people scrolling through it, and even hundreds interacting by liking and sharing it. At least a few will click the link in the rest of the portfolio. Treat it more like an ad. When I get this game in a playable state, I'll put it out there. I'll create a Reddit and give it a shot. Nothing, can't hurt. And that is a good point. I do know a lot of people use Reddit. And hopefully that will pan out. We'll see. I only uploaded 3 things overall, but I still feel like a social media expert. Hey, you've done more uploading to Reddit than I have, so you're more of the expert than I am. I gotta get myself some more water. Be right back. It is super dry right now. All right, so got to figure out why this doesn't work. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know this. Oh, I think I have to do type of. Instance of. Typed arrays and want arrays, okay. Just try dedicated communities or something like Star Wars new game development. Indeed. For example, I wouldn't post my Splatoon art by some random general art Reddit. I've been in media for years. My skills are for production. I learned early on I was not a very good social media guy. Kind of sad that, well, that's the world that we're in. But I learned that, well, that's kind of the case. So, I would have to put some pretty dedicated time into doing it. It is possible. I just have to change my mindset. But I definitely should give it a shot. Okay, I think it worked. Okay, we're back in action for that. So we have is array, so it is coming in like that. And up here we have is string. Hey, you're good to go. Okay, so now we have to comment those out because we're going to be using that function here in that if-else statement here in a little bit. Is there a name for this kind of game? Yes. It's not actually for that audience, though. I believe it's called an RTS. No, it's not that. What is it called? RTS is the games I play all the time. That's why it came to my mind. I know. What type of game is Zelda? Yeah, let's go with that. Action adventure game. I thought it had like an actual term. I'm pretty sure it does have a term. I've heard it before. I believe it starts with an R. Let's look at the first Legend of Zelda. Yeah, it just says action adventure game. Roleplay genres. That doesn't sound correct. Anyway, it's akin to Zelda. That's what it is. Probably retro game groups are the people that would find an interest in it. Something like that. It is inspired off of the Pokemon structure to things. Pokemon was like a more advanced version of the old Zelda game. Use the same sort of mechanics and whatnot. Okay. It goes in. And it does have an array. That's good. Key inserted, but it is trying to do the array just by default. That means we have to export a paragraph break between them. How do I do that? Wait a minute, something's wrong here. Why was... Oh, V is messed up. Okay, so let's create V. So you'll get to see how I did my font right here. So we're going to create the letter V. So we're going to come over here, and V is going to be structured like this. This is the most backwards way to create a font that I've ever seen someone do. And for whatever dumb reason, I decided that this was going to be part of the experiment. All right, come up to V. We want capital V. And let's just shorten it for the lowercase. And let's give that a shot. There we go. Now we got it. Why was everyone sad at NASA when spilled? Okay. Key inserted. So it's actually keeping like the full array. It comes in here and it's not breaking the array apart. Is array. It's turning it into a string. That's the problem. Console log. This is the same problem from earlier. It's just a different, well, slightly different issue in relation to it. Text. Let's look at what that looks like. Okay. Let's refresh it. Grab the key. Come down here. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? It's going to be at the front, I think. Or no, maybe not. Where's this one coming from? Console log text right there. Okay, so we have two of those. So it is preserving that. But what happens if we move that in here? String reply. Okay. Let's try this. Key inserted. Yeah. So we need to restructure how that is happening. So this is why we have this up here. So if it is an array for each of these things in text, and we're going to have array preserve, because what we're trying to do is preserve the elements of that array. Wait a second. key is inserted. Why was there? Right now it is seeing that array, and it's not splitting that array, because this is a very linear sort of structure right now. What I need, because right now it does have it where I guess it advances the rows already, but it also advances it back here. So that means I have to generate sections for this. I did not want to have to do this part. Golly. You know, I'm going to preserve this one for my own work, because this is going to get a little confusing. So I'm not going to bore you with that part. We're going to go over and we're going to start making some tile elements, because that part is probably going to take me upwards of an hour minimum to restructure, because that's going to have to go back and change how this text is being presented. Fun. Actually, it is fun. I actually do like the challenge, but I really didn't want to have to do that part. Oh well. New drawing, and we want to place open photo. We want to open up the wall. So where is wall basic? This is it. Clear the entire drawing. Yep. Okay, so now we have this. What we're going to do now is we're going to start off by... No, I don't want that. I thought that was something else entirely. I guess we'll just grab some... Uh-oh. Grab some colors here and just start filling in. What a weird hotkey for that. By the way, folks, mention in the comments if you have a particular type of game you would like to see made. I can't say necessarily if I can go through with that, because, you know, well, I got a series of books I'm trying to get done, but if you have something you would like to kind of see, that way helps me to know who's interested in this sort of stuff. So, anyway, no pressure, but should you have the interest, it would be helpful for me to be able to start gauging as I plan out this next year. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to place the floor on top of that. Nope. Okay, how do I add that in? Open import photo. So now we have our floor. put that underneath. Actually, no, put that over top. And we want to now erase a good little portion of that. Start down here. Now, in order to see see the edge a little bit better, what we're going to do is we're going to darken that edge over here with black, and then we're going to possibly highlight it. So I did all that blending for nothing. That's how the situation goes. Actually, let's add another layer. Let's do this on another layer so that way it doesn't get lost. This is going to be a little bit of experimentation here. The story that I've been writing the last couple of months, it's very much a story that I have a desire that it comes off as sounding genuine. I'm not, well, I live in Alaska. I have a great respect for the wilderness, and that's something I want to be seen in that story. I want people to see and marvel at the wilderness, and to be able to see some life story, some life lessons in the world of the pioneers. Now, the story originally came off of the suggestion of a fan of the channel. He's not been around for a long time, but he had this elaborate story that he was saying he wanted to see, and I couldn't figure out heads or tails about why he even suggested it. And lo and behold, it was actually a story that I have become quite intrigued with, because he put so much heart and he put so much emphasis on that. He wanted to hear a story about this thing, which will remain a little obscure, so people don't know the plot line immediately. And he kept saying, "I want to see the story done," and I joked about it, as "Oh yeah, we're going to see that story," and then a couple of months later, I'm like, "Hokey smokes, there's actually a story here." And so, this is amazing how the suggestion of somebody can actually drive the creative process. And so, he has my immense gratitude, because he pushed me into actually writing the story for years. And, so I hope to be able to finally do good on his all that support that he had shown. Okay, now we're going to add in that brighter edge so that way it stands out. Have you ever done a drawing with wet snow in it? As in this dirty mud, snow, sleet stuff, instead of clean and dry ones? Have I ever drawn that sort of snow? I can't say that I necessarily have done dirty snow. Although I know what you're referring to, and I have a couple of different ways I might approach it. but not really. That one's a little outside my wheelhouse. Now, I did do a lot of that sort of stuff early on. In fact, it's one of my first commissions was to do some pretty elaborate snow artwork, and it took me a while to get the hang of it. Okay, so now we got that, and now we're gonna put a little bit of a coloration here. What should it be? I guess just a little bit of darkness. Just want to mute that up a little bit right here. Now tone that back. Does that look like an edge? Might need to increase the shadow back here. The one that is on the brink of being snow. Yep. Let me see. I think maybe the best way to kind of approach that would probably be to use a grunge brush. That's probably going to be your best bet. Start off with normal snow and then add grunge to areas that are lower to the ground. That will probably help it out a bit. Let's add a little extra detail up above just because I'm not liking how hard it is to see this. Grunge brush does a lot of great texture and kind of feels very natural. I'm a fan of it. Let's change the color on that. Let's lock the layer, alpha, come over here, and let's add a little bit of a yellowish tint. I said a little bit, not a lot. Opacity down low, brush size up. And now do a little, just a tad, little bit of orange. And now a little bit of gray. On these inner ones. Okay, so let's export that and see what it looks like. Wall, edge, left. So now this is how I go about making my map here. Okay, this is actually kind of interesting. So right here I have my my grid of for my map. It may not seem like much, but this right here is how I've been making this map here. So I want to go to the map that we're currently on. I'm going to grab the edges right here. Let's grab this one right here because this is up. We'll change this to lower D, and then we have here D equals edge. I did a foggy rainy night and bright inside during drawing, so I figured I could try to do a snowy one this time. But a slippery blop one is to make it a bit more interesting. It's also the type of snow that is throughout most of the winter in my area, as there are weeks when it is above freezing and some weeks when it is below. So it's either a wet blob or frozen blob. Indeed, yeah. My winters are a little bit more lovely in that sense. It is frosty. It was negative 14 when I woke up this morning. Negative 14, and I went out to ski on this stuff. It was in negative 10 for the whole day. Man, it was cold. I don't have my drawing setup done right now, otherwise I would give you like an example. Always look for references. And so you have to look for kind of a feel. You have to look for a this is something I've recently been learning about. It's looking for a pattern. Dirt snow. Let's see what happens when we put this in. Of course, it's all going to be like, you know, fancy snow. Let's go for this right here. Let's reference this image. If it will load. Nope, it doesn't want to load. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Notice what the patterns are looking like. You have kind of like these cracks throughout it. Try starting off with something soft. Add a little bit of dirt to it. But then go in and start to draw the dark crevices that are throughout it. Soft, discoloration, crevices. That's how I would approach it. Yes, it was Fahrenheit. So negative 14 degrees Fahrenheit. If all item equals edge 1, then type equals
.png. Let's grab this component right here and just duplicate that. And we're pushing to terrain. That should be fine. Base terrain. Terrain components. Base terrain. Should be good. Let's refresh this. Hey, it came in. So you notice right here, now we have a wall edge piece. Okay, it wasn't perfect, but you know, it'll do fine until the actual, until the new one, the reskin takes place. So we're gonna merge all these together. Now we're going to grab this. What was the button I did for that? I just did that. Layer. Flip. There we go. Oh, wrong way. Okay, layer flip. Perfect. Okay, now we export. We're going to call this R for the right side. Come back over here, and now we're going to change this from that. Add in R and R. And then we have in this one, R. And R. Okay, come over here and we are changing this one up. And this one. Come right here, change that. And we're gonna have to do another one for that, but we'll do that another day. So we're gonna start wrapping up here. But now we have edges to, oh great, wrong way. Now we have edges to our terrain. And we'll do that for this area over here as well. But now I'm going to have to change the floor tiles up at the top. But this is how we'll add some dimension. Yeah, come and get me, alien. Monster, whatever you are. There. Destroyed. Give me that battery. I'm glad that this game is actually functioning. When I first started on this journey, I thought it was going to... Oh, I'm all out of ammo. I thought it was never going to work. And here it is. Working. I'm baffled. I mean, sure, it's not perfect. It's better than what I was kind of expecting it was going to be. Anyway, we're going to be having to bring it to an end. I'm going to have to try and troubleshoot that that error message that was taking place. It won't take too terribly long to figure it out, but it will take a little bit of effort. James Cameron really should make a snowy avatar movie next. Don't give him ideas. But the main body should just be white, grayish. Do bright gray, so somewhere between gray and white. Then have white highlights and dark crevices, and make sure the dark crevices are grayish, because out here in Alaska they would be blue, but down where you are, it's probably going to be gray. Whole series feels like a technology showcase, so snow would be nice indeed. All right, folks, we're gonna bring this one to an end. Tomorrow we might do more of this, and it'll be only this game development, or maybe we'll do some art. I don't know. we'll do something. But until then, folks, have a very pleasant evening and morning, everybody. Be civil to one another in this new year. And we'll see you next time, whenever that is. Until then, folks, have a very pleasant evening.